What's up, everybody? Azariel here for another Yu-Gi-Oh 101 discussion video. As I stated many times before, my discussion videos are spur of the moment, and that's pretty much the case now because you can't think or plan ahead for a video like this. Now, I had no idea this was going to be circling around. I came across this picture on my Facebook fan page as well as on Dueling Network in the chat box, and supposedly there's this rumor, just based on this picture, that there's a change coming to the TCG because the rule book that is featured in this picture is in English. So this is our ruling that we follow. And I'm just sitting here trying to make sense out of all of this. But I just figure I would bring this to your attention and you guys can tell me whether or not, if you guys think that this is a hoax, is this official, and this is an actual change that's going to be coming. Because this picture was, as you can see, it was posted by Alter Reality Games, and I don't know how much of a credible source they are when it comes to anything trading card game related, or Yu-Gi-Oh in particular. So I'm just trying to make sense, you know, out of this whole ordeal because I am kind of confused by it. If this is an official change that is coming soon. So first, let me explain what this, so like what you're seeing right here, right now. What is happening in this picture is that there's a rule book change coming that states that the TCG will now be a 5 card draw rule. That's the ruling that they will be instilling if what we're seeing here is official. And for those that don't understand what a 5 card draw ruling is, first let me explain to you, uh, what's happening in the picture right now. So as you can read on the right hand side of the picture, the page of the rule book is turned to where the book explains what happens during the beginning of a duel. Like the amount of life points you get. What I'm saying, like what happens to the decks, and also how many cards you guys can shuffle. I mean, how many cards you guys get in the beginning. So number 4, as you can see right here, it states that now draw your top 5 cards. This is your starting hand. Each player draws a card at the beginning of the turn, except for the first player's turn. You can play cards from your hand only during your turn. Now, the part to pay attention to is that each player draws a card at the beginning of the turn, except for the first player's turn. Now, this is different from the way it is today because right now, uh, the first player's turn, when the duel starts, they get first draw. They get to draw the first card from their main deck. And I've seen threads, and I've heard people say that this, that right there gives advantages to certain builds, and that may be true, but you have to look at it from the perspective that, you know, if you're instilling this rule, then that would mean that turn 2 would be not only, as the rules currently state, turn 2 gets the first attack, but you would also be giving turn 2 the first draw of the game. The reason why it is the way it is right now is because since turn 2 gets the first attack of the duel, turn 1 gets to set up their defenses. So it would only make sense that they get to pull from the deck first. So like their deck first, and get the cards that they can use to set up their defenses early on, since player 2, saying like gets the first attack. I mean, that would pretty much make sense, right? If this ruling is official, I don't know what other changes that may be coming if this is an official ruling, because like they didn't show like the rest of the book. But if this ruling is official and this is a change that we will be seeing soon in the TCG, then I don't know what's going to happen, because like you're pretty much giving too much of an advantage to turn two. Not only do they get the first attack, but they also get the first draw. Like that's kind of silly, when you think about it. You know, and I'm in agreement that some decks often get an advantage when they go first, but that's you know not really a bad thing considering that they can't attack. You know what I mean? Like they can't attack, and I understand that if this is official, like I can get why the change is happening, because some builds out there, they get a lot of advantages with this. Like they get, on top of the fact they already have 5 cards, like they draw another card, and it's just like search, search, search hell. But even with that, I think it's still going to be like that if this change coming. So, and based on that logic, it really wouldn't change anything. Like for those decks, But I don't know if they're doing this because of like the pendulum monsters that are coming out, and they're trying to do something ahead of time, um, or I don't know. Like I just don't get it. Like why would a change like this even come to the TCG? I heard some people say that this was already active in the OCG, but like I don't know how true that is. But if this is coming to the TCG, I mean, damn, like you're gonna see a lot more people going, pretty much going second. So this is really like, I don't know, like I can only hope that this is not an official change that is coming. I hope that this is a hoax, because in my opinion, I can't see how this makes any sense. Like why would you give turn 2 the first attack and like the first draw when turn 1 pretty much just has like the starting hand to pretty much just start off with? Like I don't really get it. Like I'm trying to make sense out of it in my head, but it always comes back to, since turn 2 gets the first attack, turn 1 needs to set up their defenses first. Eh, You know, Pretty much at least to have a chance. When you look at the injectors, or when you look at like the wind up loops back when they were active in Yu-Gi-Oh, saying like back when those loops and all that crazy shit was legal. um it was some wild shit going on. I mean, with the wind up loop, like you pretty much get to discard your opponent's entire hand. Like before the dueling even started, they had nothing, and they were so dependent on that next draw. You know what I mean? It was pretty much like little to no chance that they had to make a comeback or anything. Your best hope was to like draw a dark hole to wipe the field clean, but that's only one card. Dark hole is limited, so that literally was your only chance. And with uh the injectors, they blew up everything during their turn. So like it just blew up everything, and they had like one of the more ridiculous OTKs that this game has ever seen. No matter who goes first, like you just blow up everything your opponent has on their side of the field. And sometimes the injector decks would purposely go second for this very reason. Since they get the first attack, that would be like the OTK right there. Because they get the first attack, they blow up everything their opponent has using Hornet countless number of times. And even limiting Hornet didn't really do any shit. It really didn't do anything. So I don't know. Just looking at builds like that and various other ones that are currently legal in the game right now, I just can't see why a ruling like this would make sense, unless they have like some crazy change that is coming into Yu-Gi-Oh that would make sense of this, which I can't see what that would be. This is just ridiculous to me. Like I just can't make heads or tails out of this. So I'm gonna just bring it to your attention. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that the TCG needs a 5 card draw ruling, or do you think that the game is just fine as it is? So like why fix what isn't broken? Again, this is all based on the possibility that this could be a hoax. This could be some satire. This probably isn't true. This is probably just a rumor. Somebody probably just did something to try to spook the Yu-Gi-Oh community. It could be anything of the nature. So we do have to take that in consideration un, until or if this officially becomes a ruling. You know, so I'm gonna just leave it up to you guys. So thanks for watching. Peace, and I'll see you guys next time.